What's up, guys? I'm back. I'm streaming again. Yeah. So I want to talk alive to explain to them why why what happened with Tonka and Andy wouldn't be considered a loss. It's a loss in general, but it's not a loss of a fight because they
Oh,
didn't have a
jeez.
fight. Oh, Durin's here. But yeah. So I go in there to explain this. Oh, Durin, I went in there, I went to I don't know if were you listening to the COG stream?
Alf, you there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here, man. What's up?
Can you calm down now?
Yeah, I'm calm.
You sounded like I'll fight you in real life.
Yeah, fuck that, because they're a bunch of pussies, and I know they wouldn't fucking back it up. I went into the waiting room, and there was a bunch of pussies in there too, and I'm like, "Oh, you guys want to talk all this shit?" I was like, "Come find me. I'll give you my address. Come here." None of them would do it, of course, because they're all a bunch of pussies. They want to call Tonka pussies a pussy, but they're all the same fucking pussies that he is. Like, I don't see them as any different. They're all the same
Honestly, Alf,
pussies.
I've been following this a little
Uh-huh.
and like reading a bunch of shit, and it doesn't look good on Tonka
Oh no, of
at
course
all.
not. Tonka's a bitch. I don't give a
So
shit about Tonka.
I
And I
like
admitted that on the stream. I told them I agree with you
yeah.
guys. Tonka's a bitch, but it doesn't count as a loss. It just counts as him bitching out. That's a totally different thing. But
I
they
think
kept
it will.
misdirecting.
It might
I
because
don't see why.
like because if there was an original contract that was signed, like indicating that there was good faith that there was going to be a fight, and then he backs out of that because there was the contract, and then there was one that was renewed that had to be changed or altered, and that was where all the problems started to happen. It's because the contract got altered, and they wanted more information. And then after that, I think it was like there was a bunch of problems with the contract itself because, like they said, the paperwork wasn't like jiving or whatever, right? But I'm gonna wait and see like what happens here because they're actually gonna show the contract, and at that point, that's when we're gonna know how the fighting commission's actually going to rule on this because that from like he hasn't lost yet is the thing. One party is gonna actually show up to the venue for the fight.
This is what I was trying to explain to them.
It's all just legal bullshit, and then
but
Andy will be declared the winner.
yeah, but you're not
in this
listening.
case.
You're not listening. This is exactly what was happening on the stream where they were not listening to me, and I was telling them this is how it goes. It's a matter of perspective. I wanted to see a fight, so there is no winner or no loser because we didn't get to see the fight. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, in spirit, there was no fight.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and
like,
that's what I was saying though. But they were just totally misdirecting what I was saying. That's misdirection.
Well,
that's what they were doing. They were taking my argument and then arguing something else. They were not going against my argument.
But there's like two different ways of looking at that, right? Like if you're looking at it from like the street level, where it's like you get in a fight with some guy at school, and then he doesn't show up, behind the bike rack after. He's like a pussy, and you just declare yourself the winner at that point.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. That's a pussy move. That's a bitch move.
But that's how it is. That's how they think the fight's.
I know. That's why I was trying to explain to them, but they're such spurgs that they wouldn't let me explain it. I was trying to explain to them that it's a matter of perspective. In the perspective of a person who's looking at it that they wanted to see a fight, nobody won or lost because there wasn't a fight.
I think they're seeing it more from the perspective of like a 1 and a 0 kind of.
They're seeing it from the perspective of the whole thing in the whole. It's Andy versus Tonka. The fight doesn't matter. What matters is what happened, right? That's how they're seeing it. Because to me, they just need a win. They don't really care. Any win they can get, they're going to grasp at it. They don't care about technicalities. They don't care about all this shit. They've been touting that Andy was winning before they even got any of this information. They've been saying it this whole time. Regardless, I was making a certain point that they wouldn't let me finish. They kept misdirecting it. They kept arguing things. That's why I kept saying, you guys are a bunch of broken records. We've already gone through this, and I've already accepted what you said, but you're still going over it over and over and over. That's misdirection. They're not.
Yeah, I had to tell Buddy to like, hey, I heard you the first time, kind of thing.
Yeah, so I kept telling him. I was like, dude, you're a broken record. I agreed with you on this. I told him that. I agreed with you on this. He's a bitch. I agree with you. Like,
it doesn't help that the connotation of going in there as like an AIU fan was definitely not going to like work.
But they actually were. I'm not going to say that because they were actually pretty. Cog and Esau were pretty nice to me from at the beginning. It started devolving after that. But they were nice to me at the beginning. They were willing to listen to me talk. But I would talk and then I would be addressed at a different conversation, like something I didn't even say. It's like just like how they kept trying to lead to the point that Tonka bitched out. I never said he didn't bitch out. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my argument at all. And that's what I'm saying. They're a bunch of bitches. They're a bunch of bitches.
I'm actually more curious about like what this has to do with Devin, because apparently there was like some bet that he was going to close his channel. Yeah, now, obviously, everything into
like, everybody's taking it out.
You're not. No one's going to actually do that.
Yeah,
like if you think that you can take that like super literal, then fine. That's on you. But like, there's no one holding a gun to anyone's head, making them do anything.
No, but they keep bringing that up. But it's one thing that's like, first off, they're quote mining. They're taking one sentence out of a paragraph he said, and the part of the paragraph was that Andy was going to get his ass beat by Tonka. So that's not going to happen, obviously. And then he said, "I will delete my channel if Andy loses." That was the sentence right after the sentence where he said that Tonka would beat his ass. He's talking about the fight. You know what I'm saying?
My question is, like, how invested was Devin into this? Because
Devin was promoting it, but it was a joke. It's shit-talking part of the joke. Not part of the joke, part of a fight. There's a lot of shit-talking.
This was a pay-per-view event, right? So was he expecting to, like, generate... Because it's not just... at that point,
to promote it and generate views for it, and, people paying for the pay-per-view and stuff like that. He was promoting that.
Well, then at that point, you can't say that it was just in jest either, because like if you're actually throwing your weight into it, right, then you're actually putting an emphasis on it, which means like anything that you do say is sort of like concrete, and it can be used against you later. And this is the problem, is everyone's put all their chips on like different spurgs on the fucking internet, and here we are. We're in this weird mess.
And I'm not even for either of them. I'm just trying to say that it doesn't count as a win or loss because we didn't get a fight. You know what I'm saying? We all lost because I wanted to see a fight. I think everybody, at least I thought everybody wanted to see a fight. I would be more disappointed that there wasn't a fight than anybody winning or losing. Like,
I don't even care like about the whether there was going to be a fight or not. I completely like toned out from like this part of the community for like the last.
Oh, me too. I found out to them. I just wanted to see the fight. I wasn't even paying attention to the lead up to the fight.
And if there was a fight, like I might tune in, but I'm not like counting down the days until it happens.
No,
you know what I mean?
I wasn't paying attention to it either.
I'm like, these people are literally eating themselves. Like they used to be really big into like streaming with each other, and now it's like they just disintegrate. Like when they run out of things to like fight. Like I keep saying, when there's no fresh food around, they just try to eat each other.
Yeah, exactly. That's been happening over and over again.
Yeah.
I like what Will says. So gay. They wanted to argue intentions and motives and character. All things Alf had no interest in. Exactly. Then the guy said all he cared about was facts. But he was arguing a point that I wasn't making. That was the whole problem. I'm in there. That's what they do all the time. Same thing happened with Dan. When Dan went in there and tried to tell them, hey, you guys have all these spurgs on your chat saying 1488 and Nazi this and that. Where do you guys stand on this? And then they took it to, oh, you want us to ban everybody from the chat? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, that's not what Dan said. Dan just said, be clear on what you feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just sit there and take it all as a joke when you don't know who's joking or not. At least be clear to your audience. Like, hey, we're not anti-Semitic. You can make all the jokes you want, but just be clear, we're not anti-Semitic, you know? But they wouldn't even do that. They wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, it's usually like, people like to like, they won't actually answer the question ever.
No, yeah, that's
because they know that it goes against their self-interest, right?
Exactly.
And Dan's obviously putting them in a rough spot.
Exactly.
So that nothing is ever gonna like come of that.
No.
It's clearly Dan trolling them.
They spurred out hard over that. They've spurred out hard. It went on for a while, and then they made a joke out of it that lasted for a long time. With I disavow you. I disavow this, and Dan never said to disavow anybody. You know what I'm saying? They just came up with that out of their own heads and made it a joke as if they're like insulting Dan over it or making fun of Dan over it. And like Dan never said that, so it's not really. Doesn't work, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, they'll take any win they can get. It doesn't matter if it's accurate or not. That's just what they do.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking funny.
Well, like the whole internet culture thing.
Yeah, it's retarded.
I get it. Like that, I like posted a video not too long ago about like 4chan culture and how everyone's just trying to be like super edgy or whatever. But like, yeah, the underbelly of the internet has come to YouTube, and there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. People are definitely feeling like there's this power structure that they're constantly dancing around, and there's a little bit of like a thrill, I think, that comes with that, and that also ties into like how people misbehave, like in chat, for instance. But also because they don't want to moderate themselves at all because free speech or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
nobody's asking them to moderate themselves. They're just, Dan was just asking them to be clear about who they are.
Honestly, if they wanted to come out like squeaky clean over a question like that, they would just say, "Hey, we don't control the people who like write in the chat, and we can't possibly monitor every single thing. We don't pay our moderators to even do this kind of work, for instance. Mm-hmm. So what incentive is there for them to clean up the language of randoms on the internet?" And I would argue there is none. I mean, this obviously plays into the fact that the Kill stream did get banned, because no one actually took the initiative. But the difference I find is that the Kill stream is actually trying to generate revenue. Whereas most streams, like Cognitive Thought, I think they get donations, but they're not like an enterprise, kind of like the way the Kill stream is trying to put itself as.
This guy TM Lobo in the chat. This is how retarded these people are. They're fucking. They don't care about what's true. They only care about what they want and their little win. I'm not even trying to get a win. All I'm doing is trying to talk about technicalities and be like, it doesn't count as a win or loss. This guy is Alf. You would totally say Tonka was the winner if Andy bitched out. No, I wouldn't. I would just say Andy's a bitch. Which you guys are saying Tonka's a bitch, and I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that's wrong.
Just to be clear, Lobo. I mean, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I don't stick up.
I just wanted to see a fight.
People can talk for themselves. People can defend themselves. I don't have to speak for anybody.
I'm not even an old school Kumite fan. When the whole Kumite blood sports thing was going on, I watched it once for 20 minutes. I was like, wow, this is boring, and never watched it again. And I really have no idea who Tonka is outside of the few times Devin is talking, which is once or twice.
Well, I've tried peering into it and listening to it, and it just sounds like grown men fighting each other on the internet. It's just it sounds so cringy.
Yeah, this is also here. There's another one of them making assumptions. TM Lobo, he cares about AIU and has to stay in line with Devin's views, or Devin will dump him like he has done to so many fans. I've disagreed with Devin multiple times. We're friends. We talk on a daily basis. We have for a year and a half, and I disagree with him multiple times, and we talk it out. That's it. Oh God. I'm over this gay fight and all. It's actually homo drama. Yeah, I agree with you. All the drama around it is homo shit. I just cared about the fight. I wanted to see a fight. And the only people losing this fight is us because we don't get to see a fight. That's it. I understand that no fight is actually going to happen, but the point is there was a mutual agreement to fight. One party did everything to assure. Yeah, Alec, I agree with you. If you want to call Tonka pussy, I will agree with you on that. That doesn't count as a loss in the fight, though. We're talking about a fight. We wanted to see a fight. If there's no fight, there's no winner or losers except us. We're the ones who lost here.
Well, even still, it'd be so meaningless. It's do you really want to say I won because a guy didn't show up?
Exactly. That's what I was telling the guy in the stream, and I called him a pussy for it. And you are a pussy for saying that you won a fight when there was no fight. You're a pussy for doing that. And if you did that in the hood, people would fucking laugh at you or beat you the fuck up for being a bitch. That's it. And they'd beat the other guy up for not showing up too. You know what I'm saying? You'd both get your ass beat.
Yeah, it's kind of bad optics.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this all boils down to whatever the fighting commission actually rules, right? Yeah. So if this is considered to be a sanctioned fight, then sure, it'll show as a win for it'll show for a win for Andy, but I don't think he's gonna have a tough time explaining that to people how he won because the guy didn't show up.
Yeah, it's not.
How come
a real man would not say
the guy off? Why didn't he show up? Yeah. And then you have to go through this whole story.
A real man would not say that they won a fight if they didn't actually win a fight. If they didn't actually knock the other guy out or outbox him or whatever, you would never say
honestly
fight.
That was the point that I think should have been made is does Andy really want because even Andy's admitted that he's won in a different way. He's won in a way where he's actually more conscientious about his health. He's actually going out and working out. He's bettering himself. And, in a way, the way people were bullying him, Devin or whatever, calling him just saying he was going to, not do very well in this fight. He stepped up to the plate.
Yeah,
and he actually did something.
I'm not dissing Andy. I mean, I'll diss Andy from my original dislike for Andy and Tonka. I don't like either of them. But in the end, I think I'll give it to Andy. I'll give him credit on that. He did take it seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there is a real winner here. It's just it's not going to be in terms of who won the fight. It's just going to be like
exactly,
one person actually, showed
that
up.
was the point. And that was the point I was making on the stream, but they wouldn't let me finish that point. But that was the point I was making, is it depends on your perspective. If you're looking at it as a fight, there's no winner or loser because the fight didn't happen. If you're looking at it overall, then you can say Andy's a winner of who's going to take the fight more seriously. You know what I'm saying? Or who's actually doing what needs to be done to have a fight. Then he won that, sure. But he didn't win an actual fight because there was no actual fight.
Yeah, so like, and here's the other thing that I kind of clued in. So apparently, there's something about how Tonka might actually have AIDS or something. And I'm like, okay, like I don't know if that was just a joke or whatever, but or if that actually showed up with a blood report or something like that.
I mean, I could see that happening. Maybe he's scared of what will be revealed from blood work. That could be possible. So now, did he fuck up on purpose to cower it out, or was he just stupid? Alf isn't strong in arguing one way or another on that question. No, I was saying that people are taking it as he cowered it out. I don't have all the information. That's what I was telling them, right? I don't have all the information. To me, I'm taking it either way. It could be he chickened out. It could be that he's stupid.
Honestly,
things that it could be. But in the end, it doesn't matter because it doesn't count as a win if there's no fights,
Well, getting aside from whether someone won or lost, there's obviously shows there's strong evidence to suggest that this was delayed and made impractical from every avenue for the longest time. When you can't file simple paperwork and you're changing your name at the last minute, obviously you're not doing yourself a lot of favor.
No,
people are going to look at that, right?
But do you think Tonka's a smart guy? Do you think that he does things smartly, he's intelligent?
I mean,
he does. I don't think.
Well, that's the other question that I have. Do you really want to fight a retard? Somebody who has a hard time just doing very basic shit that most people have no problem doing. The fighting commission probably looked at all this nonsense and they were like, we don't even want to touch this anymore. Because for one, we got a guy who can't even file paperwork. So can this guy even drive? Can this guy even get to the fucking place? It's they're looking at Andy and all of them. Are they literally just fighting retards off the internet at this point? No one wants to actually see that. And
I don't know. I don't mind watching two retards fight. That doesn't bother me.
Oh well, yeah, because
I mean they're on equal terms, right? If they're both retards, it's fine. I don't want to see a smart guy fight a retard. That's a different story.
Yeah. This whole fucking thing has been just a show. It's just so dumb.
Yeah, it is. I just wanted to see a fight, and these people don't get that we all lost because we didn't get to see a fight. They just grasping. Like I said, they're grasping at straws, and they want to take any win they can get. I'm not even looking for a win. I'm just looking for a fight. I'm just looking to see who's gonna.
Alf wants to throw himself in the ring. He's gonna fight Cog now. We're gonna have a pay-per-view thing for it now.
Fight Cog, and I don't even know.
Street fight.
I'm not even saying I would win, but I would definitely fight him, even if I knew I was going to lose.
You're going to train, Alf? You're going to train for the next, month?
No, I
and then, forget your blood work and then change your name?
A slight bit dishonest in the way he is covering up... How is he covering up Tonka? Can you elaborate on that, TM Lobo? I don't know what you mean by covering up Tonka. I don't know what that means.
Honestly, I don't know what you're going on about, Lobo.
Yeah, all I seen Devin do was try to get the fight back on. He actually talked to the promoter and tried to get the fight back on and see what can be done for the fight to get back on. That's
the DMs are out there.
I get you can't speak up against them. I've already explained that. You're fucking retarded, and if you're going to be dishonest about what I say one more fucking time, I'm going to ban you. Now, if you want to have a legitimate conversation, you can even come in here if you want, and we can have a legitimate conversation about this. As long as you don't act like Cog and the rest of those fags and try to misdirect what I'm saying, we can have a legitimate conversation about this. But if you're just going to be dishonest and bullshit about what I'm saying and twist the words that I said and not take what I just explained to you and just completely ignore that, then I'm going to ban you and not even talk to you. You're useless.
But yeah, so what now? Are you actually trying to start a fight with that guy, or is that all washed now?
No, he's a pussy. He's not gonna fight me. I gave him my address. If he wants to come here, he can contact me and tell me, hey, I'll
you actually gave him your address?
Yeah, and I'll fucking knock his teeth out.
Oh, wow.
That's up to him.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that shit. I've given multiple people my address. I've said my address on my own live streams. Like, I'm not afraid of that shit.
You're a brave one.
Yes, well, at least people can't say I'm a pussy, right? I can call them pussies all I want, though, because none of them would have the balls to do what I do. They won't even. Most of these people won't even tell you what their first name is. You know what I'm saying? Like you, Durin, your name is on your fucking avatar. Your name is Durin. We know your name. My name is
know
Alf.
what was weird?
I show my name. I've shown my face.
Somebody actually recognized that name and tried to like tie it to Sarah Hatcher or something like that.
Oh shit.
Saying me and her like had some kind of relationship, and I was just like, oh my god, that was so long ago.
That's fine. I don't care.
And it wasn't even a relationship. And I don't know how people are getting this in their head. But Jesus, that's some next level autism. I didn't think anyone would actually care.
Yeah, this guy's like, if you ban them, there will only be 4 left. Like, I give a shit about numbers. I've gave them.
I don't know. It went from 8 to 22 viewers. So
hang out instead. That's funny. Well. Oh my god. But it's so funny how you can't have a discussion with these people because they just twist everything you say and don't listen to what your argument is. That's just what they do every time. I've seen it multiple times with them over and over again with whoever they're talking to. They just take their if it's an argument they don't agree with, they'll just twist your argument and twist what you're saying. And
honestly, you came off a little bit excited in there. I was actually starting to get a little oh my god, Alf is like popping off because he's now on a stream with like 230 viewers, and I'm like, oh, great.
Oh, it's not even that, because I know what happens when you go in there. They all pile up on you, and that's exactly what happens. Every time I would try to talk, they would all, like 2 or 3 of them will start talking at once.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking, but not a lot of substance to it.
Yeah, exactly. And Cog even tried to stop it a few times and say, wait, like to let me talk, but they just keep going. And then, it would happen again. Cog would say, wait, and let me talk, and then before I could finish talking again, someone else would talk and say this and that. And I was quiet for a lot of it and let people talk, though, when that one guy... Zoom, I guess his name is, was trying to explain something to me that was already explained and I already agreed to. I still let him finish saying all that. And once his sentence was done, that's when I was like, you're a broken record. Let's move on. I've already agreed to that. You know what I'm saying? Chris, you can ban whoever you want. You're a mod here. You can ban.
No, don't ban anybody. Come on.
Well, he can
but
if he wants.
They're creating fodder.
Oh, I don't get it.
You have to have some tension. If you don't have tension in the chat, then it just becomes super boring.
Yeah, they can stay here if they want, but I'm just saying if Chris, when I give people mod powers, they can ban whoever they want. I don't care. it's whatever they want.
Chris, you don't have to listen to me, but please don't ban anybody.
What people? Kick Alf? You can't kick me down. Although Rogue did kick me out of my own stream once. That did happen.
Really?
Yeah, because
how?
I'll tell you. Somehow there was an issue where I couldn't sign on to my normal account, so I had to come in on my alt account, which is my old YouTube account that I don't use anymore. But it still says Alf Benny, but it doesn't have the image, the picture like I have on this one. So when she saw it, she thought it was somebody pretending to be me to like make jokes on me or something. So she banned it, and I was like, Rogue, you just banned me. She was like, oh my god. And she was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And I was like, it's cool, I understand.
Oh, you gave her too much power.
Yeah, but she didn't know because she's
so power hungry.
She happened to just jump in and didn't hear why I was in a different account earlier on when I said it on the stream, so she didn't know. I might have to ban someone just to spite Durin now.
Yeah, I know.
And now Mark banned you. I got to give you a wrench so nobody bans you.
I don't care. Fuck, they can toy with that all they want.
All right, well, you got a wrench now, so they're not gonna ban. I disavowed Durin's ban policy. Oh, this shit was so funny.
Message deleted. What?
Yeah, you got timed out. You're gonna have to wait a while before you come back.
Oh, I'm such a bad boy. Timing me out.
Yeah, Mark timed you out.
Why don't you come give me a spanking, Chris? Oh wait, who did it?
It was Mark.
Oh, it's me. Mark, you dipshit.
I think he did.
Oh, you fucking Canuck cuck, you faggot.
Goddamn Canadians. Yeah, he said spanked. But yeah, it's all pretty fucking silly, and these guys have are horrible at fucking arguments, like argumentation. They don't know how to argue. And
well,
it's the same thing I just went through
they're
with
not
Paul
interested in
Ford.
actually having like a real conversation.
No, they're
They're trying to entertain people, so they're all like,
Yeah,
I want to hear people like re at each other on the internet
Yeah,
because
exactly. I saw
Yeah.
Cog earlier. I was watching. Oh god, they've been streaming for so long, but so am I. So I guess I can't say nothing. But I saw earlier, and he was like, "Are you guys entertained? Press 1 if you are." They're really.
we're gonna have a vote. We're gonna have a vote.
Yeah, put it up to a vote. Are you guys entertained? Like, really, just do what you do, man. Whether people are entertained or not is up to, like, you know, if they like your content or not.
I didn't realize how aggressive Esau can be. He was just like,
yeah, he's been aggressive with me for a while now. I don't know why, because I never even did anything against him. It's just the fact that I'm friends with Devin. He doesn't like that, I guess, and he thinks I'm gonna automatically act a certain way because I'm friends with Devin, and they're not friends anymore. But in the end, I haven't done that. And when there was this whole problem going on between, you know, they had the Oof cast with Thomas, and then that whole beef started with them. And I went on to talk with Thomas, and I was just there to talk to Thomas. I wasn't there to talk to Esau. I wasn't even talking shit on Esau. I just went on there to tell him that, hey, if you don't like the way they're being friends with you, then maybe it's a thing that you guys are just not compatible as friends. Because they're doing things and they're saying, oh, we did it because we're your friends, and you don't like what they did, then maybe you guys don't agree on what friends are. You know what I'm saying? So you're not compatible as friends. And then Esau comes in, shut up, you fucking skinny fuck, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to do shit, you fucking bitch. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't even... And I just started laughing because I'm like, dude, I've been on here and I didn't talk about you once. I didn't talk shit about you, and then you're in here just fucking talking shit about me constantly. So, I don't know. It's funny to me, but I'm like, you know, after that, then I'm going to be like, well, you're a fat fuck. I don't give a shit. You can't beat me up because you couldn't even catch me, you fat fuck. You know.
I wonder how much he still weighs, because I even like gave him the rundown on how to like do a keto. He didn't even have to like go to the gym. All he had to do was just like cut out carbs and you know eat reasonably.
I tried to. Even after all that, he said he wanted to lose weight. He said he would do things to lose weight, and I told him, look, you don't even have to go to a gym. Just start taking walks every day. Start small, right? Take a little walk. Take a walk for a couple blocks every day. Once you feel comfortable with that, add some more blocks to it. You know what I'm saying? Then you keep walking more until a point where you could start jogging. You know what I'm saying? Just build slow and start working towards it. Eat better. You know what I'm saying? Cut out certain things, and you can build your way to it. And you know,
isn't he like a chef or something?
Yeah,
I mean, that kind of. He probably
for a second, I thought you guys were talking about video games, and I was like, okay,
no.
I'm
live streaming right now, Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Surprisingly, you're the first person to mention that.
Yeah, it's true. But in the end, like, we would talk to him a week later and we'd be like, oh, he said he got a gym membership. So we were like, oh, okay. Then the week would pass. We'd be like, did you go to the gym yet? Oh, no, I haven't had time. Another week would go and we'd say, oh, did you go to the gym yet? No, you know, this and that. And it was always another excuse. So
it's funny because you're basically wasting time on Discord, but you don't have time to go to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. And doing all these live streams. But
or being on stream. Yeah, it's horseshit.
Who are you guys talking about?
Oh, Esau.
No.
Oh, that fatty.
Yeah, that fatty. And in the end, I don't really have anything against Esau. He's just aggressive with me for no fucking reason. You know, I don't really.
I do. I hate that bitch.
Oh,
come on.
I don't think
he's such a bitch.
I don't think he's.
What did he do to you, Kelly?
He calls me out for no reason. I have never had an negative interaction with him. He goes on stream and he's like,
yep.
Like he's like, oh, fucking Kelly, and I'm like, I've never even talked to you. I never even joined in on the fat ass dogpiling ever.
And that's
and my name came up.
And that's what I was just saying. I never said anything negative about him, and all of a sudden he came at me and started attacking me, and it's just because I'm friends with Devin. It has to be.
Yeah, it's guilt by association. Yeah, has something else sprung up, or
I just went on Cog's stream because they're all saying Andy won this fight, but the fight's not happening.
Oh my god!
So I went down in there just to have an explanation and be like, look, if there's no fight, nobody won. It's just, it didn't happen.
Exactly.
And they're all like, no, he lost because he forfeited the match. And I'm all like, yeah.
So Esau was in there?
That. And I said, I'll even call Tonka a bitch. It doesn't matter. That's not even the point. But they kept trying to hammer home the point that Tonka's a coward. And I'm like, that's not my point. Like, but Esau was in there.
Oh, wow. So this shit is still going on. Honestly, though, it takes a special kind of person to be a fan of Andy fucking Worski.
I think
he has never had good content. He's never been mildly interesting or talented. Like,
He's not. He just goes for whatever the views are at. That's why he was in that.
He's a clout
right
chaser.
there.
That's all it is.
His original video series was actually kind of decent. The ones where he was going after SJW. But like I
didn't think it was great. I thought it was actually pretty dumbed down and like, oh, you stank. He was just repeating other
thing. Oh my god, yeah, he did repeat a lot of the same things. There was nothing very original about anything.
It was never interesting to me ever.
It wasn't. Hold on, I'll be right back. I got it.
Well, it wasn't well thought out, I should say.
The only reason I used to watch his videos is he was the first person to jump on like the new SJW cringe or whatever. He was always the first person to like put out a video on the SJW cringe of the week, and that's why I watched him, because he was quick about it. So he got that video out before anyone else. But I mean, it was easy for him. He didn't have to think about it. Hi.
Hey.
So I don't know. I just think Worski's a piece of shit.
But then he turned into like this thing where he just like streams constantly, and I'm finding like a lot of content creators that I used to like that used to make like good stuff, like even Medicare. Medicare used to like have videos pumped out like once every week or two, and now he's just like wasting time spurging out with these other idiots on the internet instead of actually making something cool. Like the last
Mr. Medicare was one of my favorites.
Yeah, the last video he made was like 4 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, we're streaming just in case you needed to know. You can.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, are we streaming?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that either.
But it's cool. You guys can.
Oh shit! I didn't hear. Oh well. Still, fuck Esau.
Well, I mean, he came at you for no reason, so there you go. You have every right to say that.
Yeah, same here.
Did you guys see that there was an avalanche in New Mexico?
No, I did not.
Yeah, at a ski valley, it buried some people. It's fucking crazy.
Oh no, I did see that. I saw an image of them scooping the snow out of the lodge because it was high up. It was like 6 feet of snow inside the lodge, like where they were standing.
I'll be back later.
Was at the height. All right,
bye.
Was at the height of the front desk. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, it was pretty scary. They found 2 people. They're both in critical condition. I don't know if anyone else found them yet. If they have. So that's a thing.
That's fucking scary.
I like what Carter said. He said Tonka and Worski should take an IQ test live instead of fighting. Yeah, that would be I'd be down with that. That would be funny.
Oh, could they even complete it?
Oh man, yeah, maybe not.
Well, hold on. I gotta change my name before I file this IQ test. I think
regardless of who wins, they still both lose because they'll still show up as being low for both of them.
It's just Worski. I mean, he's not even sane anymore, though. That's the thing, right? Like he's on the ledge.
I will say he did take that fight seriously. He did work out. He has videos of him training and working out and stuff. So he took that seriously. Tonka didn't. That was his bad. But I still wanted to see a fight. So regardless, we all lost because we didn't get to see a fight.
So do you think that like Tonka did this purposely? Do you really think he bitched out?
I don't know, but like from what people are saying, it seems like it.
I mean,
I don't know. I haven't kept up with all this shit because I don't really care.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah,
I guess I just don't know enough about it.
Yeah,
there's a lot more than just him bitching out of this fight. Yeah. Tonka has made so many claims over the years that he has been part of different gyms. He's worked out at different areas. He's been in professional fights. And the only thing that we know of is that he had some semi-professional wrestling career. I say that in quotations. And then whenever anybody actually calls up like these places for them to like back up his story, they've never heard of the guy. And like any name that they give, they're like, I have no fucking clue. Sorry, dude. So this is what the internet culture is kind of like. You can be online, you can be anonymous, you can be whoever you want to be until it starts bleeding into the real world, and then all of a sudden, oh shit! Like I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot here. And how do I get out of this situation? And that's exactly what we saw.
Hello.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Hello. Have any of you actually watched that hour stream that Tonka did with his apology?
No, I didn't see it.
No, I have not, because
I have watched about half of it, and I mean, obviously he doesn't say that this is what he did, but it sounds to me like he threw it on purpose.
He threw it on purpose, yeah. Yeah, well,
I would have. That's what it sounds like.
But like I said on the stream, I wasn't arguing whether he he cowered or
Oh no, and I'm not saying that you were, but I'm just saying from what I've heard from what Tonka said, it sounds like he was trying to find a way out of it, and he found a way out of it, and now he's apologizing for it as if it was some sort of mistake.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not easy to just change your name, right? That's like kind of a big deal. So
yeah. What is so? He's gone through 4-dimensional chess to like figure this out instead of just being like, you know what? I'm a bitch. I don't want to do it. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Call me all the names you want, but I'm just not going to participate in the fight. Then it would be like, okay, it's over at that point. Yeah, exactly. But instead, it's like
it's dragging on.
Well, yeah, what I think he was going for, Doran. This is only my interpretation. So, take this with a massive pinch of salt. What I think he was going for was to put the organisers in a position where they called the fight off, and it didn't directly implicate him, but somehow his fucking 4D chess fucked up. So basically, everybody knew it was him that caused the problem.
Yeah. Well, the biggest fuck up was this whole paper trail, right? I mean, this is an entire paper trail. Whereas he could have been like, "Oh, I'm sick," or "I had a death in the family," and I guess like people would have still been like, "You bitched out," but there wouldn't have been like a definitive paper trail. To,
absolutely, yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, and in the end, it's like they could still just like rent a gym. They could do that right now. They could find a boxing gym or an MMA gym. They can rent it out right now for that night and go there and fight. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. And you could do it with sparring gear on. It doesn't matter. It's just the whole point is to find out who would win in a fight.
Oh yeah, but I mean the sort of they completely played into all of this, making an event out of it, didn't they? Yeah. Rather than, as you say, they could just go down to a sparring gym and just fight.
A fucking sparring gym with some sparring gear on. Where's the difficulty?
And Tonka could have made money too. I mean,
yeah, of course. I think what it is I think he was sure that Andy, like in his mind, he was almost positive that Andy was going to bitch out. So he didn't even bother training or getting ready for the fight. And then it came and he was like, oh, fuck, Andy's not bitching out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I kind of see it, but I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, I mean, Andy's on the edge. Like I said, he was like lighting his nipples on fire and shit. Like, why wouldn't he fight Tonka, right? Like, I don't know.
So I don't know. I mean, it could be that. I don't know. But it kind of seems like that. Because there's no evidence of him working out or training for the fight. So to me, if he was going to do that, he's either a coward. Yeah, I'm not going to say that that's not on the table. But I see it as, maybe he thought himself that Andy would bitch out. So he didn't even bother training. You know what I'm saying? And
I completely agree with that. And now we're on
the week of the fight, and he's like, fuck, Andy didn't back out. You know what I'm saying? So what can he do? He didn't train. He didn't fucking...
what can I do? I'll tell you what, I'll change my name. That'll fuck things up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be that.
Even still, it's like not a very good excuse.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's a good excuse.
It's like,
but I don't think
it's like not showing up if your fucking homework not done, still expecting a fucking A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what I mean. I don't think Tonka's very clever, and I never have thought he was very clever.
No, he's not.
And this.
So has he made a statement yet? I haven't been.
Oh yeah,
like has he?
He did an
yeah. He's done a live stream. He did like it's called "This Is Not a Show, It's an Apology." The live stream.
And I don't see why he would do that unless he fucked up and he knows he fucked up. And I'm not just saying he fucked up because he's a coward. I'm saying, like, if you fucked up because you were a coward, that you've had all this time to think of, like, oh shit, what am I going to say?
So did he claim in this stream
like that? It's more like you fucked up by accident. And the accident is that he thought Andy would back out and he didn't,
Well, so did he claim in the stream, though, that, like, he didn't realize that him changing his name would cause this? Is he claiming that...
Well, I've only watched half the stream, so I don't know. He might have got round to that, but he seemed to be fucking trying to dodge the specifically what it was that he did to fuck it up. All he talked about was all he basically said was that it was me. It wasn't the organizer. I fucked up some paperwork. That's all he said.
So he never admitted guilt in terms of, like, I intentionally did this to throw the fight.
Well, no, and nor did he say that the paperwork I fucked up was X, Y, and Z. He didn't say that.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, Dan says, Cog and his crew, this is what I've been saying this whole time. Cog and his crew are so desperate to get a victorious win via Andy that they are totally
vicarious.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even say it. Vicarious. To misunderstand what happened. So fucking pathetic. Yeah, it's very pathetic and weak to take a win from something that has nothing to do with you, regardless.
The thing is, right? I think from a certain point of view, you might be able to say that this is a win for Andy Warski because it does look like Tonka.
Oh yeah, in general terms, yeah, because in the whole set
it's
of
sort of the moral victory.
Yeah.
But Alf is right. Technically speaking, there was no fight, so there was no victor of a fight.
Yeah, the question is who would beat who in a fight. We don't know, and we'll never know.
Yeah, we still don't know the answer to that. But
one fucked it
my
up.
suspicion at this stage, though, is that Andy Warski would have
Yeah,
won.
maybe now I do. Yeah, because Andy actually took it seriously and trained and stuff like that, and where Tonka didn't.
And like I said, I don't think they're even gonna no one's gonna make a claim for actually winning anything.
They have been.
It doesn't.
But that's just it, Durin. People
they
on Andy's
That's
side.
them, but I haven't seen Warski himself declare himself.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And at this point, they're just mouthpieces. Dude.
Yeah.
Like Metica was doing exactly that on Warski's behalf, wasn't he?
Well, fuck Medicare then.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's pussy shit. I will give Andy credit again. That's another thing I give him credit for, not saying that he won. Because if he said he won,
hang on. Let's not give Andy Warski any credit until he's got near a computer and live streamed about this.
I thought he did though.
Exactly.
No, maybe he did. I think he did a Twitter.
I don't think he has yet.
I think he did a Twitter video about it. But
he did. That's what I mean. He's not really. He's not really expounded on what.
I probably could like summarize that video. Like, Tonka stinks.
But yeah. But say the fight was
stream's offline.
Yeah, the stream disconnected. Oh wait, it's back.
Oh, Alf's internet must have gone bad because Alf went quiet here as well, didn't he?
Yeah, it was probably my connection glitched, but it's back on. But I was gonna say, so how easy would it have been if the fight was still on for Tonka's crew to be like, oh shit, look, Andy's bitching out, you know what I'm saying? But it's really just Andy being stupid and making a dumb mistake, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's taking it as that now because the fight's not on. But I mean, if the fight was on, all these Tonka fans would have been saying the same thing that these guys are saying about Tonka.
That's true.
No, I mean, I don't know if they'd have had room to, really, because as I understand it, Andy Warski could have just driven the 180 miles.
Yeah, which I think he's going to do. But I mean, in the initial process of that, the second they heard he was in Knoxville, they would say, "Oh, he did it on purpose," you know. And then then he would prove that he didn't because he would drive over there and make it there. So.
I'm surprised he actually posted about it. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
We're streaming, James.
Yeah, we're live streaming, so you know.
He wouldn't look stupid.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
Yeah. I don't want you to be live streaming and not know. I don't like doing that.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Until like halfway through our conversation.
Kelly was throwing all sorts of shit.
Yeah. I said it when you came in, but I guess you didn't hear me. It probably cut out or something.
I mean, I'm not getting brave. It's fucking Esau. Like, who cares, right?
That's true. I mean, all you need to do is walk at a fairly decent pace and he won't catch you.
I mean, who the fuck is he to even be commenting on a fight? Like, really?
My stream is like.
And then you've got to admit, he does have the weight advantage. If he did manage to make contact, he'd probably quite hurt you if he hit you. Got a lot of weight going into it, hasn't he?
So is that the Oofcast? That's where this whole stream went down with Alfie?
Yeah, no, the Oofcast doesn't exist anymore. Now it was Cog Live.
It's a Cognitive Thoughts channel. I think. What was it?
Dead again, Alf.
What happened?
Your stream's not working.
Yeah, it keeps going in and out. I don't know what's going on. I guess my internet's fucking up right now.
Rip.
And it's working again now.
Yeah. It's
So who can fill me in on like what's going on with like Zach?
Which one?
I don't know who that is.
Zachalon B. I had a funny conversation with that dude where he was I was arguing with them that his chat is all about fucking 1488 and anti-Semitic shit, and he was like, "No, it's not. We don't just talk about that. We don't even care about that. We barely talk about that." And I was like, "Dude, your name is Zachalon B. Your name itself is a Nazi anti-Jew joke." And then he shut up and he was like, I guess he couldn't even say anything about that. Oh god.
It's so edgy.
Yeah, it's
so edgy.
Like, do you realize that your YouTube name is Zachalon B? Like, what the fuck?
God.
Oh, Kelly's being accused of breaking the stream with her sexiness in the chat.
Yeah, I agree. Too hot to handle.
Kelly!
Well, that's the thing though, right? I mean, I have a cold too, but I don't have a sexy voice, so if anything, it's kind of like maybe just a female presence in general.
No.
They can feel my.
Well, that's a sick.
I'm not-
sick
I
voice.
don't know,
That's
have you
also
seen a
up for
picture of
debate.
yourself, Kelly. I think you could probably get away with the moniker "sexy." I'm pretty sure you can pull that off. That was a compliment. That was an English compliment, by the way.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Hellbound.
You're like a sweet crumpet.
You like a lovely cup of tea.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the best compliment I've ever gotten in my life.
You're like an extra sweet cup of Earl Grey.
Oh, no, I don't like Earl Grey. I'm more of a Yorkshire tea man myself.
Oh yeah, somebody brought this up to my attention. You ever watch American Werewolf in London, Chris?
The film?
Yeah.
Oh, years ago.
Yeah. You know where he encountered the werewolf, or he got bit and turned into a werewolf?
Yeah.
It was in Yorkshire. The Yorkshire Moors.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. So be careful out there, right? Don't get bit by werewolves.
Alright, guys, I better jump off. I'm gonna go see my dog now. She's gonna make noise and ruin the stream, break the sexiness. So.
See you in a bit, Kelly.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
That was nice. We don't get to talk to Kelly too often. I'm just ripe with toxic masculinity. So yeah, but it's just funny to me how these people interact with other people. They're really shit at it. Just like Paul Zick is.
Oh, Paul Zick.
Yeah, man. He's a character for sure. Lance said Chris saying sexy is the least sexiest thing ever.
Oh, I don't know about that, Lance. Have you looked in the mirror recently?
Oh, shit. Billy
Fucking
Bong.
sick ban.
Where you at, Billy? How come you ain't in here? Oh, what is that? Okay. Oh, man. But it's been a funny day with all this shit.
Yeah. I do think that Warski Tonka Saw fight thing is it's quite entertaining that it's actually turned out to be more of a dumpster fire than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was pretty sure at the beginning it wasn't going to happen, but the closer we got to it, I was like, well, nobody's backed out. We're getting closer. This might actually happen. And then a week before it happens, no, never mind.
But it does appear that Tonka Saw has bottled it in the most humiliating way.
Yeah, it does.
He would have just been better off saying, actually, no, I'm just not going to do it, and just saying that.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I was really curious what his excuse was, though.
It would have been better than what he's done.
Yeah.
Especially, is it true that he didn't book a hotel or anything? Like, did he know in advance that he wasn't going to be able to do it because of the name?
Oh, there's all sorts of stories.
He's claiming that he thought the promoter was going to book him a room or something like that. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Promoters don't do that. Why would he think the promoters are... Not in an amateur fight, maybe in a professional fight, but why would an amateur fight, why would they do that? That makes no sense.
Yeah, like a secretary or something.
Yeah, he's not your
personal assistant.
Yeah, he's not your manager. He's not your agent. Why would he do that?
I really liked Carter's suggestion of Warski and Tonka taking an IQ test live rather than fighting, because I'm not sure where I'd like to put my money on that one. It'd be a close thing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I actually think Warski might actually have it then in that case.
They should do both, and then as the tiebreaker, if it is a tie, do rock, paper. We'll have an IQ test, a boxing match, sudden death.
Yeah, I don't see why. It seems like really simple to solve, and it might be, I don't know if it's Tonka doing it or not, but in the end, they can easily just rent out a gym and spar. Like that's at least something.
And somebody can film it with an iPhone.
Yeah, that can at least give, everybody wants to see a real fight, but I mean, in the end, they could just do that, and at least it's something. They can give people something. That's why I'm saying, in the end, the people that are losing are the viewers, because the people wanted to see a fight. It's not happening, so everybody's lost, basically. And everybody who wanted to see it.
I'm just surprised. I'm wondering. I was like, all right, conspiracy theory time. Tonka did it on purpose to stretch this shit out,
It does seem like that though.
get more content or something. But yeah, it doesn't seem likely
So,
either.
so what's with all this? Is I assume it's a joke about Tonka Saw being disabled and the wheelchair thing. What's all that about?
I think it was because there wasn't modern footage of him standing. Right? It was
No.
pretty stupid.
There was it did happen. There was he had an injury where he hurt his neck, and he couldn't. He basically was refined to a wheelchair for a while, but I think that passed already. I don't think he's been on a wheelchair anymore. When Devin first interviewed him about the fight, he asked him like, "Hey, are you afraid you might hurt your neck again or something? Because did the doctor say it was okay for you to fight?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I wouldn't be afraid of Andy hurting me in any way, you know." So, but I mean, that could just be him talking tough. But
Yeah, that instantly sounds fucking. Because why would he be sitting? Why would he be sitting at home live streaming for a living if there was nothing wrong with his fucking neck for doing
I don't know.
the job that he was doing before?
Yeah,
that sounds like bullshit to me.
He did wrestling before, and if he hurt his leg wrestling, then he can't wrestle anymore. So how would he be able to have a fight? I don't know.
So you think Tonka did it because he ultimately didn't disappoint Devin? He's like, if
No.
I don't lose,
My idea is
anything would be better than losing to Andy.
True. I don't know if it's true, but my idea is that maybe he thought, what's his name, Andy would back out, so he didn't even bother training for the fight or getting ready for it because he was just pretty much swore Andy would back out of the fight. And then now the time came, Andy didn't back out, and now he's got to figure out a way out of the fight because, basically he didn't even prepare for the fight.
I mean,
it all seems like a stretch, doesn't it?
Yeah. But that could possibly be it, because the whole time he was saying
I mean,
a bitch, he was going to
you can speculate one of 100 reasons,
Yeah, exactly.
really, but I think it looks fairly certain that he, in one way or another, for whatever reason, threw it for... He deliberately has caused this, and now he's trying to look like it. He's sorry, and it was a clerical error, and blah blah blah. But I don't think it was.
No, but yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream, unless you guys want to keep talking about something else, or I think we've said everything we needed to say about this, and we'll just bullshit on Discord if anything.
I just came in to talk to Kelly Noodle, really.
Oh, I see how it is.
I'm joking.
But yeah, in the end, this could be easily solved. They can go fight somewhere else. It's not that difficult. And I guess, I don't know if Tonka's trying to do that, and Andy's like, nope, I won too late. You fucked it up. Which is kind of bitchy. Nah. And then, all right. And then, they, that's basically all you can really do is them try to get another fight going. But I don't know if Andy's like, oh yeah, you fucked it up. That's it, But I mean, Andy's still going there. Tonka says he's still going to show up. So I mean, I don't see why they can't fight. It's really much. I don't know. I don't get it. But
Tonka says he's still going to show up to what?
To the event.
I thought the event had been cancelled by the promoter.
No, there's 32 fights going on. Something like that.
Oh, sorry. I mean, you mean to the to the overarching event?
Yeah. That's why Andy's still flying. He's still going there. Andy's going to go there and do a meet and greet. Even if they're not going to fight.
Yeah, he gets to talk shit on the mic, right?
Yeah, I guess he's basically going to have that time to like talk shit.
So maybe they'll fight in the parking lot.
That's what I'm saying, but they don't have to do it like in the parking lot. They can actually rent a gym and have a legitimate, like technical fight with with gloves and headgear.
Honestly, if you listen to that thing that that Tonka did, it doesn't sound like he's got any intention of going to meet Andy Warski.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just sounds like he's done with it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like because YouTube records the chats now. The fucking even all of his moderators in the chat were all like, "Fuck you, Tonka. You let us all down. What a piece of shit you are." Blah blah blah. Words to that effect. Anyway, go and give it a look. The chat, if nothing else, is quite entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. Oh shit. Yeah, so okay, let me end this. And we'll talk on Discord. Bye guys, thanks for showing up. See ya.
Bye.